Hey guys, welcome back. Today I've got my little buddy with me. Can you say hi? Welcome back. We're about to leave for vacation, so he's getting some extra attention because I hate leaving him. I feel so bad. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Okay, Verne had to get put up. So today we're going to be doing a houseplant tour of all of my houseplants, and you heard me right, all of my houseplants. I have quite a few in my house, so I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible, but I am going to show you all of my plants because this is my first houseplant tour, and so I thought it was really important that you guys see everything, and I'll kind of explain like where I got a couple of things, and yeah. So I'm planning on doing these houseplant tours every season. This will be my spring houseplant tour, which is kind of funny because there's literally snow on the ground here in Missouri right now. But I am filming this a couple weeks early because I'm going on vacation and I need to get ahead. But this video will go up on the first day of spring, which is actually a Sunday, so it worked out perfectly. And I know I've already showed you guys my Bagabow Hoya cabinet and also my plant room, but I've changed a lot of stuff recently, so I am going to be re-showing you guys those rooms of my house along with another IKEA cabinet I have in my living room, and I have a lot of plants just all over my house. So let's do it. All right, you guys, bear with me. I got a lot of plants and I'm probably gonna get winded in this video, but here we are starting in my plant room. Okay, here's my plant room. This should look familiar because my first video ever on my YouTube channel was of this room, but it might look a little bit different. I've added a couple new things. So, starting over here, these are the same, my string of hearts, and then my Cebu blue is up here on the wall. Down below, these are my plants on planks, which I wanted to update you guys again on because they're doing really well. So this is my Philodendron Varicosum, and it just put out this new leaf. This is the first leaf since being on a plank, and it's a little bit smaller, but that was expected because it did come out of my IKEA cabinet. So that was probably a little bit of a shock. This is a Syngonium macrophylla, and it is also getting a new leaf. So that is exciting. And then last on a plank is my Philodendron Milano Chrysum. And it's starting to look like it's gonna get a new leaf, but hasn't popped any out yet. I figured it would do the worst out of all three of these because they are kind of a little bit finicky and they love humidity. So I do have my little home ec humidifier on these guys right here just to help them acclimate a little bit more. Okay, so moving on to my giant wicker cabinet. I love this cabinet so much. It's enormous though. Okay, so up here is some kind of Syngonium from Florida. I'm not really sure what kind it is. This is a Hoya Australius. And then I just got my little plant mama sign with two little propagations I have going in these cute little planters. This guy is a Hoya Pubicalyx, and then it's like the Hawaiian royal version, so it's really purple. And then that is my Hoya Crimson Queen. Okay, so in the top, I have all my propagations, which I just did a video on that, so I'm not gonna show you guys all of that because we would literally be here all day. So moving on to the first shelf. This is my Hoya Polyneura, and I had to move it out of my Hoya cabinet because as you can see, it's getting huge. And I love the splashing it's got going on. The next one is a, oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna forget the names of so many of these plants as we're going through this. It's hard. to name off all these plants. This is a silver band maranta. I've had it in a couple videos. Alocasia maharani. Syngonium pink spot that's like loving the grow light. Syngonium frosted heart, which I chopped up and it just put out this new leaf. It's kind of weird. I thought it was gonna die, but it's already getting another new one, so. Philodendron fuzzy petiole, just got a new leaf. Also looks really funky. This is a Scindapsus argyrius, and I chopped a bunch of it up because I wasn't giving it enough light and it was getting really leggy. So you'll see the propagations further down the road. This one is a Monstera siltepecana, a Peperomia pink lady that I just put in this pretty pink planter I got from Target. I really like the way that looks. And then this is a silver sword. Okay, moving on to the bottom. You guys have seen these, but this is my Philodendron painted lady. Syngonium Elbow. Syngonium Botic. Monstera Peru. And then this guy is a Hoya Crinkle 8. Okay, so over here to the side of my cabinet, this stuff is new. So first I have my wicker chair that I got a while back, but it wasn't in the first video I did. And then this is my new citrus tree. And I have to show you guys, it is getting fruit. Look at that. There's a bunch more down here. So it must be happy. My boyfriend got me this for Valentine's Day, and it's actually a calamandan. So I don't really know a lot about citrus trees. So if you guys have any knowledge with citrus trees, please leave it in the comments for me. But I'm planning on moving this outside as soon as it starts warming up. And then I have another Syngonium down here on the bottom. Up here on the top, I have my String of Hearts Silver Glory. And then down here beside my chair, I have my Philodendron Bipinifolium. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this look decent. This lighting's kind of weird. So that is my Philodendron Brazil. And then I have a Crimson Princess, Hoya Crimson Princess. And then I have my Micans over there, which really needs to be watered. Down here on the window, here, I'll take this down, is my Scindapsus Silver Splash that has cold damage because it's in the window and it's cold here. And then this is my Burrow's Tail, which is kind of hard to see. Okay, down here on the windowsill, I have my Hoya Bertonier, I think. This is a Hoya Australius Lisa, and these two new leaves are enormous. And then last time I said this was a Kalanchoe, but actually I have no idea what this plant is. It's some kind of succulent. Let me know if you know what this is. Down below, I have my Marble Queen Pothos. And then over here in the corner, I have my big Monstera. Last plant in my plant room is these little air plants over here, which haven't grown in like years. I'm convinced they're not actually alive. Okay, now I'm moving on to my office where Vern and Susan live. So starting on my desk, I have a little Wandering Dude cutting in moss. And then I have my little String of Hearts variegated version. There's Susan. Not a plant, but she's chilling in there. Okay, over to the side of Susan's cage, I have another Syngonium, just the green version. And then I have the rest of those Argyrius cuttings in a little hedgehog planter that I just got. I love it. And then I have this little Baltic blue. Oh, it's not little, it's big, but I have these little planters on the windowsill with just some propagations in them. And then I have my moss ball over in the corner, which I've had for quite a few years, but it's kind of gross. Hanging on this window, I have my Hoya Compacta, and it has just shot out some new growth, so that's exciting. And then over here, I have my Beetle Peperomia. Down here on the floor by Verne, I have my Scindapsus exotica, and this is one of my all-time favorite plants. I love this thing so much. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw a couple months ago my Roomba knocked this guy over and like totally ran over it. And it was a huge mess, but it came back and it's doing okay. And then down here on the bottom, I just have a snake plant. Last plants over here are on this little shelf I have. I just have a global green pothos in Leca, and then I have an Adansonii cutting up there. Okay, now we're in my bedroom where I have a Cherubii Moonlight Scindapsus hanging from the ceiling. And then over here on my nightstand or TV stand, I have my Antherium crystallinum, which is not happy at all. It was in my cabinet and I'm pretty sure it was getting too much humidity, which I know that sounds crazy, but literally the new leaves were just like melting. So I moved it out of there and it's getting some new growth, so I'll keep you updated on her. Down here below that, I have a jungle velvet Calathea. There's a scientific name for that, but I can't pronounce it, so that's what we're gonna go with. But she is really pretty. This is the only Calathea I will ever have in my house. They just don't like me very well. Up here on my window, I have a Mandula Pothos. The backlighting is so hard to make this. And then I have my Hoya Obovata, which I also moved out of the cabinet because it was too big. Here is my Bagabo, which you guys saw previously, but it's been rearranged and there's some new stuff in there. So up top, I still have my Adansonii, and then I have this little Brantianum propagation. So inside my Bagabo, I have a Hoya Croniana Black up there in the corner. This is a Hoyacilatus. And then I have my variegated Hoya Compacta. This one is my Hoya rotundiflora, and the leaves are so big. I love this plant a lot. And then down here I have a Hoya, I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'll put it on the screen for you guys, but it's just rooting in fluval. And then I also have this Hoya Parasitica, which is new. Down here on the second shelf, I have my Hoya ring sand. I'll show you guys that one a little bit closer. It's so pretty. And then this is the Hoya Finlaysonii round leaf that I unboxed recently from Houseplant Heather. My Hoya linearis, a really pretty Hoya Calistophylla that I have rooting in fluval, and then my Hoya sunrise. Down on the bottom, I have my Hoya Caudata Sumatra. It's like a jungle down here, oh my gosh. She just doesn't want to stay. Okay, in the back, I have my Hoya Mathilde. And then up there on the very back, I have a Hoya elliptica. And then my Hoya Bella is right here. She's growing like a literal weed. If you want a fast growing Hoya, I highly recommend Hoya Bella because I have to cut this thing all the time. Okay, that is it for my bedroom. Okay, now we're in my living room, which you guys have never seen. So this is new. This is my my other IKEA cabinet. It's a fabric core, and this is where all my favorites are. So over here on my TV stand, I have a string of turtles. And then on top of my fabric core, I have a little terrarium. And I won't go through everything, but it's really fogged up. I have my Begonia maculata in there, and it's doing so well. There's also a pitcher plant, a couple begonias, just some random stuff. And then I have an alocasia black velvet up here on the top too. All right, let's get into this. All right, I'm gonna turn the fans off so you guys can hear me a little bit better. Okay, it's kind of hard to maneuver in here, so I'm gonna do my best. Back here in the very back, I have my Hoya, oh my gosh, Antherium Rhaegal, and it is getting a new leaf, which is so exciting. Right here is my Antherium Rhaegal, and you guys, look at this leaf. Last time I showed you this plant, it was just this first leaf that I got it with, but it put out this, and it's huge. So I think this guy is happy in here. Next to it is my Philodendron Bipinifolium, and there's its newest leaf. Back in the back is my Philodendron Plowmania, which you guys have seen a couple of times. It's definitely one of my favorites. Here in the middle is my carnivorous plant. It's a sundew, and I highly recommend you guys get one of these for your cabinets. This thing eats all of my fungus gnats. Not all of them, but it does eat a lot of them. And it's also blooming. Has 3 different blooms coming off of it. They're just really cool plants. Underrated, in my opinion. This is a Antherium Varicosum, also one of my favorites. This leaf is kind of maybe dying off, but that new leaf is beautiful. Beside it is my Philodendron gigas, which is also getting really tall. Back behind that is my Philodendron silver stripe, which I cut up, and it does have a new growth point coming, so that's exciting. Back there in the back is my Antherium Venenarum. This is a Scindapsus silver lady, which is also getting a new leaf. And then back there in the back is a Philodendron Mame. Okay, moving down to the next level. Whoa, there we go. The lighting is all messed up in here. So back here in the back, I don't know if you can even see that, is my Monstera Elbow, which surprisingly I've never talked about on this channel, but I love this plant a lot. This is its newest leaf. Okay, and then up here on the top shelf, I have a chunk from, oh, that's either a Sodor or a Postazanum. Now I really can't remember, so it'll be a surprise. And then I have my Jade Satin Scindapsus right there, along with my Syngonium Rhaegal. There is my big, well, it's not big, but I love this plant a lot. This is a Philodendron Florida Ghost. And then let me put this guy back. Oh, this is a Syngonium 3 Kings. One of my favorite Syngonium. I highly recommend you get one of these if you can. So pretty. Up here in the front is my Philodendron El Chaco Red, which is getting a new leaf. So that is exciting. Back there in the back is my big Antherium Clarinervium. This is my Syngonium Winlandii, and actually I recently cut this in a video you guys saw, and it's got so many new, let's see if I can get that to focus. There's a growth point there, and it's getting a new leaf down there. It's popped a bunch of new growth points since I cut it, so that's exciting. This is a Syngonium angustatum, and it is also getting a new leaf. And then here's my prized possession, my Philodendron Gloriosum, newest leaf. So pretty. Back here in the back, oh, this is hard. I have a Scindapsus Silver Princess. And then I have my Philodendron Brantianum. That's kind of sad. So that is it for my fabric core. Oh my gosh, I cannot get this to focus. There's all my prized possessions. Okay, over here beside my fabric core, I have a Alocasia, oh shoot. Alocasia, I have no idea. What is she called? Oh, Alocasia poly. I really like this plant, but it got damaged and then it's getting like a fungus, and these things go dormant and it just really drives me insane. Okay, so then over here on my fireplace, I have a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. And then right here by my back door, I have my fiddle leaf fig. And then I also have a Scindapsus silvery Ann. Okay, moving on. This is my kitchen. Over here on this wall, I have my heartleaf philodendron and another marble queen pothos. And then this is my kitchen. Over here by my back door, I have a, why do I always forget the name of this thing? I always want to call it a global green. Golden pothos. One of the most basic plants, and I still can't remember the name. Okay, on my windowsill, I have a Venus flytrap that is not happy at all. My propagations, and then I moved my Dischidia ovata in here, and it's doing well. And then over here, beside my cabinets, I have and then I also have a little wandering dude propagation. Okay, you guys, that was not as bad as I thought, but my brain kind of hurts, so that is it for the plants in my house. Thank you guys so much for following along this far and taking a tour of all of my houseplants. I know there was a lot, but I was so happy to show you guys all of my plants, and I don't know, I just feel like when you guys have seen all of my plants, it makes it easier to talk about like individual plants in different videos, because then you know like what I'm talking about, or you've already like seen it before. So I thought this would be a great first start to my series of houseplant tours. Let me know if that is something you guys would like to see, if you would like to see those every season of the year. I'm constantly getting new plants and moving stuff around, so it will always be different. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Plants by Kenna, and I will see you guys in the next video.